Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again. In this YouTube astrological segment, I'm going to be giving you my Gemini March 2019 horoscope forecast, part 2 of 2. And yes, this does apply and pertain to the Sun, Moon, and Ascendant. Anyway, first thing up. Well, as far as Mars is going to be in Taurus, so the 12th house is what's going to be emphasized and highlighted. At this time, well, this could be a lot of deliberate, very plotting, persistent energy into helping those less fortunate than yourself, such as the homeless, the impoverished, the oppressed, and hungry. It could be also that kind of energy going into behind the scenes activities. This could be something too where your energy and vitality may be a little bit diminished at this point in time, and even that latent energy, that Taurus-like energy, might just be a little bit less than usual, and it might be a time where you might be more inclined to recharge at this point. Now, also too, this could be another way this could manifest. Perhaps is a lot of could be anger released from much provocation, which could actually result in the self-undoing. And it could be a lot of persistent confrontations and battles in solitude and seclusion with people that you may be prominent in your private life. In some cases, this could be about becoming angry at some persistent mental illness, or maybe even where something may be very contentious with a Taurus, perhaps in private. And also too, this or Taurus, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant, or simply one that embodies Taurus-like characteristics. And also, this could be a time where you may be attracting really somewhat very angry or acrimonious, combative Taurus hidden adversaries at this time. That might be Taurus, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant people, or simply ones that embody Taurus characteristics. Anyway, next thing up. Jupiter will still be in Sagittarius, so the 7th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. Now, as I've talked about previously, that Jupiter can be paradoxical. It's very strongly benign and benevolent, but it could also have a tendency to enlarge and expand. Now, in some cases, this could wind up expanding a lot of over-enthusiasm, over-optimism, over-exuberance, and even foolhardiness in matters connected with legal issues. It could be in some kind of perhaps a competition, or it could be in battles with open adversaries, or even with matters with a significant other or marriage partner. It could be the 7th house people exhibiting that kind of energy as well, such as a grandmother or a significant other. But at the same time, this could be very auspicious and positive for a situation with a significant other. If you're unattached at this time, Gemini, it could be a chance where this could be very fortuitous for Sagittarius. Is like significant other. Could be a Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant, or simply one that embodies Sagittarius-like characteristics. It could be somebody from another, a foreigner, someone from a foreign country. Also, this could be very lucky and fortunate for sports competition, arbitration even, or even and just really hope and optimism for a lot of hope and optimism for perhaps for religious perhaps dealings, or I should say matters with others, and finding religion perhaps with others or through other people at this time, even a marriage partner or a grandmother. So anyway, well, the next thing up is Saturn will still be in Capricorn, so the 8th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted at this time. Well, this could be a time, Gemini, where you may experience some limitations and restrictions in matters connected with shared resources and emotional and moral support. When I was actually having this actual transit in my chart just a short time ago, I mean, and I even feel a little bit now, but I mean, at the time, I mean, there was much despondency on my part when I was not really getting hardly any moral support or emotional support. There was no sympathy coming my way from anybody, hardly. It seemed like any time I needed some help or assistance, people were just downright oblivious. So this could be a difficult time for Gemini as far as this goes. But at the same time, this could also give more need for responsibility in eighth house matters with shared resources. And if you're in maybe perhaps taking care of a credit card debt or something with taxes or insurance matters, but at the same time you might find yourself taking care of a sickly or debilitated person that you're in an intimate or sexual relationship with. It could be something connected with the knees, the bones, or the joints, and it might be making you feel somewhat despondent and melancholy at this time. At the same time, you might find yourself, I mean, since the eighth house is connected with sex, it could be where your libido might be a little bit more diminished at this time than usual. And I mean, at the time when I was having the actual transit in my eighth house, I was, I admittedly was feeling that way, to be quite honest with you. And anyway, and this is just something at the same time. This could be where older people, could be older Capricorn people, it could be Capricorn Sun, Moon, or Ascendant people, or simply ones that embody Capricorn characteristics, might figure more prominently in you making a major change or transformation in your life, and maybe even in crisis matters at this time as well, if you are in one. So those are some ways that this could that this energy may manifest. So anyway, well, the next thing up, Uranus will be in Aries at this time. I mean, as far as March goes, Uranus will be in Aries from the 1st until the 6th. So the 11th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. Now, one way this may manifest, that Aries friendships might figure prominently, perhaps in your goals, your aspirations, maybe even making more friends. This could be a time too where, looking at this, it might be a time where your friendships might be a little bit more sporadic and erratic than usual. This could be a time too where you might pursue some Uranus-like goals and aspirations with a lot of this Aries-like assertive and aggressive energy. It could be pursuing something connected with computers, electronics, things with innovation, expressing ingenuity. It could be something connected with aerospace or astronomy, even rocket science at this time. And also, too, the internet at this time might figure strongly, perhaps, and maybe you expressing maybe matters with humanity, might be an outlet for you in terms of humanitarian endeavors at this point in time. As well, and friendships at this time in general might really figure prominently in your future, more so than usual. And it could be at this time as well is that you might this could be time to remember that Uranus can be connected with astrology, so that could be another thing tied into your goals and aspirations. And it might even be something that really you find an interest through on perhaps through social networking. So anyway, well, the next thing up is, well, Uranus will be in Taurus as far as March goes, from the 6th until the 31st. So the 12th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. So at this time, well, this could be a time where you may have some Taurus friendships. They could be Taurus, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant people, or simply ones that embody Taurus-like characteristics. May drive you, may perhaps figuratively crazy at this point in time. Now, in some cases, this could manifest in some kind of unusual, stubborn mental illness, but most cases could be very isolated. A lot could depend on the aspects this makes. If this makes an adverse aspect to, say, some point to your Mercury, natal Mercury, or your 3rd house cusp, those are things where it could be, a little greater propensity for that. But generally, most cases, this could just be about what I stated before, as far as just really just other things like such as Taurus friendships figuring maybe driving you figuratively crazy, or there might be another thing the way this can manifest. This could be about just maybe where there might be just so much unpredictability in your private life that might be driving you figuratively crazy. It could also be a time where you might be showing compassion, perhaps through computers, through astrology, things that are Uranus related. It could be where maybe you're doing you're doing something as far as astrological work, maybe for somebody, for people that are less fortunate than yourself, and doing so with this Taurus like persistence. And at the same time, this could be in some cases manifest perhaps in doing and maybe Uranus like hidden adversaries at this time. They could be people that are actually friends at this time that might wind up being hidden adversaries, and maybe it could be people that are in Uranus like fields, such as people in astrology, aerospace, astronomy, innovators, people that work with computers or electronics. So anyway, and also in some cases, it could be about just being somewhat unpredictable, or being that nonconformist, the rebel. That could be yourself undoing at this point in time as well. Anyway, next thing up. Hold on a moment, people. Sorry about that, I'm back. Anyway, next thing up is, well, Neptune will be in Pisces still, so the 10th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. Now, at this time, well, this could be a time where you look at perhaps 10th house people in general may be somewhat nebulous, unclear. They might be deceptive, duplicitous. I mean, some of this could be, predicate on aspects. I mean, if this is making, say, an adverse aspect to your natal Saturn, it could really perhaps increase the propensity maybe for the dominant parent, which is often the father, being duplicitous. Saturn is the father, so it basically could very well be the father in that particular example. I mean, this could be a time too where you really may not, I mean, this is a lot, again, depending on aspects this makes to points in your natal chart. Neptune could be very dreamy energy. I mean, it could be a time where you might be fantasizing more about matters in terms of your status, your recognition, your stature in life, and really doing, and maybe like, I mean, let's say if this is making an adverse aspect to your natal Mars, this could really reinforce perhaps that propensity or proclivity really to be more relaxed and have a more lethargic, really feel like you have that energy perhaps to be able to pursue your career matters as much. I mean, when you have transit Neptune making an adverse aspect to your natal Mars, or even to the ascendant or sun, I mean, those are I look at those as very strong vitality indicators in the chart. The sun, Mars, and the ascendant. If there's an adverse aspect made to at least one of them, it could indicate that you might feel more, may feel more like relaxing, more dreamy, more lethargic, as opposed to actually taking action and doing something. So anyway, and also too, this could be a time too where you could be looking at, some cases this may manifest in the dissipation or dissolving of one's public image, the reputation, even one's career. But at the same time, if this is, I mean, depending on aspects that are made, I mean, if let's say, if this making a sextile or trine as an example to your natal Jupiter, this could be more auspicious, perhaps for doing something Neptune-like in your career. It could be very lucky for that. It could be like doing something connected with photography, chemistry, pharmaceutical work, the metaphysical, which can include astrology, spirituality, poetry, dancing, doing some work with the feet, anything that could be Neptune related. So those are some, and also too, in some cases, this can manifest as perhaps somebody 10th house related that might be succumbing to some kind of drugs or alcohol. It could be the dominant parent, which is often the father. It could be someone prominent in your career. It could also be maybe an authority figure that you may know very well. So anyway, or some businessman you may know. Last but not least, Pluto will still be in Capricorn, so the 8th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. Now, I know a lot of you don't want me to say the dreaded D word, but of course, I'm going to do it in most cases anyway, in case once in a while, that remote chance I forget. In some cases, this could be the actual literal death of somebody you're in an intimate or sexual relationship with, or someone you're in a shared resources situation with. It could be something too where you might be dealing with upheavals and power struggles with a sexual partner, someone you're in a shared resources or intimate relationship with. It could be too, in some cases, this could be about perhaps a surgery on something Capricorn related. It could be like knee replacement surgery. Remember that Pluto's about transformation. Capricorn can be connected with the knees, and the 8th house is surgery. So also too, on a positive end, this could be a manifest and eradicating credit card debt or some tax issues. It could be an insurance matter you're able to put to rest and obliterate. Also too, this could be a very good this is good energy for transformation, since you're talking about the 8th. The Pluto is connected with transformation, and the 8th house is connected with transformation. So it's like looking at it like it's in the accidental dignity when you're talking about the transit. Some cases too, this could be about destructive psychological issues, and I mean, a lot of this, again, this could be dependent on the aspects this makes to points in your natal chart. I mean, if this is making an adverse aspect, say to your Mercury, or it's doing it's hitting your 3rd house cusp negatively, those are some ways to look where this could be something where it's a greater propensity for that at this time. So anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment for my Gemini March 2019 horoscope forecast, part 2 of 2. And stay tuned next time, where I'll be giving you, I'm actually going to be giving you my take on the February 19th, 2019 supermoon in Virgo. 2 things I want to get with you on before I head out. Firstly, the stars may impel, but do not compel. And secondly, never isolate any single astrological element, aspect, planetary placement, position, configuration, influence, or what have you, and make an analysis of a person astrologically speaking based on this alone, because astrologically speaking, the person is the sum of all their components in their natal chart and not just one. Until next time, people, stay well.